welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a talk through tutorial on this look right here. I don't know what I'm calling it yet. Right now it's just a turquoise cut crease with gold foil on the inner corner. I had a really fun time filming this look. It's something a little bit more out of my comfort zone. I am more of a neutrals person, but I hope you have a really fun time watching this and, you know, maybe learn a couple things or just have a good time hanging out with me. Yeah. I guess we'll get to the tutorial and I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, so for this look today, I'm going to start by priming my eyes. I do have moisturizer on. I am a little red, as you can see. I spent some time in the sun. But yeah, so to start, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so let's just get started here. To prime my eyes, I don't usually use a primer. I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral. I'm just gonna put it all over my lids. We're just gonna blend it out. Yep, this is the look right here, folks. We're ready to go. All right, so then I'm going to go in with my Real Technique sponge. I'm just gonna blend this out using the pointy end, and I'm just gonna make sure that this is evenly distributed across my eyelid. And then I'm gonna go to the next one and just do the same thing. That is as good as it's gonna get. So after I usually put on my concealer, I will set my concealer just because I found that this usually makes it easier for the eyeshadow that I put on to blend out better than if I don't put on translucent setting powder. Even though the Tarte Shape Tape is pretty dry in itself, it's not super tacky, it's not sticky or anything, I do still set my concealer on my eyes. So I'm going to go in with, oh my god, you can't even see this because I've used it so much. This is a Morphe R13 brush. It's from the Rose Gold collection. And then my broken Laura Mercier container. I have the RCMA translucent setting powder in here. And then I just dip my brush in here a little bit, tap off the excess, and then just pat that all over my eye. All right, so this is where it gets pretty fun. I am attempting a turquoise cut crease with some false lashes. While I was in Arizona a couple months ago, I was super inspired by some of the art pieces that I saw there with turquoise. And I thought it was super beautiful and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, like that'd be a super cool makeup look. So here I am trying to recreate it. At the time I was trying to figure out how to start my YouTube channel and which tutorial I would start with, and I figured this would be a fun one, just something that I don't usually do. Like I don't like colorful things on my eyes. So this is just a fun, like stepping outside my comfort zone kind of thing. And I will be using my JACLYN Hill and Morphe palette today because it does have this, which way am I going? It has these two colors right here in it, which turn out to be pretty, or look like they're gonna be pretty perfect for this look. So I'm gonna start with a base, or my transition colors, and I'm gonna try to talk through this cut crease process as much as I can. So I always start with a transition color. It's usually, you know, a pretty neutral brown. To start, this is a really well-loved, is that the phrase? Idiom? This is a very loved palette of mine. It is the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I think today we're going to, oops, I forgot that brush was in there. I believe today we're going to start with raw sienna, and we're just gonna start building this crease area. We're gonna blend a lot. So I'm just gonna take this Morphe brush right here. It doesn't have a number on it. I got it in, it was actually the first Morphe kit that I brought. I think it's like the vegan one. I'm gonna tap that in the color, dust off all the excess. And then because my actual crease, like I want the color to pop, you wanna be able to see it even when you're looking straight at someone. So I'm gonna start my crease a little bit higher than I would if I was doing, you know, more of a natural look. So here we go. I'm just gonna try to put this up here. And I'm gonna be a little messy with it just because I am gonna go in afterwards and clean it up with some concealer again. I'm just gonna tap back into that color And I'm just gonna go back and forth with windshield wiper motions, as our Lord and Savior Jaclyn Hill says. And I'm also kind of gonna swirl it in little tiny circular motions, just to make sure it's all the same. And I'm gonna bring it over in this far part of the crease. And this is just a really good brush that I like using. It's fluffy, it blends everything out really well. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. And we're just gonna make sure that everything looks the same across the board. So this looks pretty even to me for now. I'm gonna use the same brush and go in with warm taupe here. And then I'm just gonna layer this on top of that raw sienna color. And again, we're just gonna go back and forth. And I'm gonna keep it a little bit lower on my crease area and then blend up after that. I know this seems like a lot of repetition and kind of like unnecessary, but it's very necessary. I think transition colors are really important, especially when you're trying to build a look. You can layer as many transition colors as you want, and as long as you're blending it out and making sure it looks, you know, seamless, it's gonna look bomb, I think. I'm just gonna touch back down in raw sienna, going to touch the top part up again, especially on this side because it looks like a little low over here. And then yeah, I'm just gonna kind of blend all this out all together. And that's that with this palette. I am gonna clean up my crease with the Tarte Shape Tape again, and also this little Morphe brush. It's smaller, so I can kind of, you know, clean up this part right here. Again, this is from that same vegan pack I think I got. They all came together. So what I do is I actually lift up the top and then I kind of dip it in the stuff that's on the side. And then I'm going to go in, kind of figure out where I want my crease to go. This is definitely not the best brush. Its bristles are kind of ratchet. Don't know why. So I like to lightly do it, not just like slather it all on. And again, I'm also winging it here. People who do perfect cut creases, like Dizzy, I learned a thing or two from that lady. And then I'm gonna go in with my diamond sponge from Real Techniques, and because it's so pointy, I think it'll help. I'm just gonna kind of blend this out on the lower part. It's not like super cut, but it's pretty cut. I'm gonna start on this one. All right. There's that. Also, what I've learned about the Tarte Shape Tape stuff, you can't let it sit for too long or it is gonna dry on you. So I'm gonna go in and blend this side out first. That looks pretty good to me. And then I'm gonna hit this side. All right, I'm gonna go in with this little itty bitty, tiny little pencil brush here. I do like to use it for the smaller areas, but I'm just gonna use it to pack on. I have MAC Mylar here. And I'm just gonna put that all over my lid where we just put the concealer. And that's gonna make that part of the eye pop a little bit more. But I like this one because it's got a little bit pointier of an end. That helps me to kind of keep on that line. I don't know if you can see the difference, but this one is a little bit more white. My camera had cut out on me, so I put shade Mylar all over my lid, and then I have gone in with the Morphe R3 from the Rose Gold collection, and I've taken the shade Jada from the JACLYN Hill palette, and I have layered it nicely on the crease here, and I've kind of started to fan it out already on this edge. And I've taken the Morphe R41. It's more of a blended pencil brush, and I've kind of blended it out into those other colors we have above the crease area. So we're just going to continue to build on top of those colors with the turquoisey blue we have going on here. Bringing it down into this part right here, wing it out a little bit. Good attractive facial expressions here. I think it's pretty important to have the clean brush to blend out. It won't, you know, overpower too much, and it'll just make sure they're all kind of seamlessly blended together. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye now. Looks pretty good to me. This has literally been 7 minutes of me blending. All right, for this lower part, I think I'm just gonna go on my pencil brush, or not my pencil brush, my angled brush. And I'm just gonna hit these corners. All right, so yeah, this is what we have. I don't think I'm gonna do a wing. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a wing. That will be for another tutorial. Wing liner is intimidating, especially on camera. I'm gonna move to the face, and then we'll go back to the eyes just because I wanna get the base down before, you know, we do any under eye stuff or before I do lashes. I am going to use my pore filler, and I'm just only going to put that in these parts of my face. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to smooth out these areas. God, I'm so red. And I will put some on my chin as well, just a little dab. I always make sure my hands are clean before I put anything, any kind of product on my face. I know this looks kind of weird because we're definitely nowhere near done. It will all come together at the end, I promise. Now that I have my primer down, I'm going to go in with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and my Cover FX drops in, I think it's Celestial. Celestial, yes. So I'm not going to add my Cover FX drops actually. I'm just going to go in with my foundation just because when I tend to add them, my foundation gets a little bit lighter. So what I do after, I'm not forgetting it. Oh, that's what I'm forgetting. I'm actually going to go in with Kick-Ass. All is Calm. It's anti-redness concealer, so we're just going to color correct here for a minute. I am going to put a little bit on my chin, and then on my nose. It was a little bit too much. And then I am going to kind of dab it on my cheeks here. And then I'll just use my finger and rub it in. I don't know if this is really going to help my nose, but we'll see. I am so red right now. I do want to make sure I try to correct that and it just doesn't come through the foundation. Put a little bit under my nose. Ladies, we get that hormonal redness around our noses, or at least I do. But yeah, I bought this stick at Walgreens or CVS or something. They have a purple one too. I think they have other colors as well, but it's a little bit more for me just because I do tend to get red on those areas. So, and then what I do, I am just gonna pump here, half a pump there, a couple pumps on my forehead. And then I'm just gonna take my beauty blender, then I'm just gonna pounce all over my face and blend out this foundation onto my skin. My nose ring is the hardest thing to get good coverage around. I do try to make sure that all of my face is covered evenly. And then I am going to take my giant Real Technique sponge and I'm just going to dab all over my face. Okay, so base is down. I am going to go in under my eyes and I'm gonna get this part right here where it's a little dark with my Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, and I'm just gonna hit these corners of my eyes real quick. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit onto my middle finger here, like literally just like a tiny, tiny bit, because this stuff, a little definitely goes a long way. I'm going to tap here, and oh, it's gonna crease my forehead now. Oh well. I'm just gonna get it all under my eyes, and then I'm gonna wipe this off of my pants. And then I'm going to go in with my IT Cosmetics brush, number 103, I believe. And then I'm literally just going to dab, like pouncing motions again, like what you would do with a beauty blender. I need to not cover these lines. Yeah, I'm just gonna pounce. I'm not gonna swirl or rub. I'm just going to pat with my brush until it's all blended out. Do the same thing with this eye. Just make sure it's all, you know, evenly in there. It's really weird when you're super used to getting ready on your own time, but then you have to sit down in front of the camera and like talk about everything that you're doing, and you're like, oh, what do I do next? Or at least that's how it is for me right now. Yeah. I guess I'll go in with actual concealer now and just go over top of that. I'm just going to take my Tarte Shape Tape. This is my concealer of choice at the moment. So I'm just going to tap here, here, and here. And do the same thing here. And then I'm going to go in with this one again, a diamond sponge, and I'm just going to get right into it. And again, I'm just pouncing, doing up and down motions across, bringing it back towards the tops of my cheekbones, I almost said collarbones, and then to kind of towards my temple. I'm just really, really trying to make sure that it's getting evenly onto my skin. We're just going to do the same thing with this side. So next, I'm just going to go in with my translucent powder again, and then do a little baking. My beauty blender is still wet, or damp, not wet, and I'm just going to tap it underneath here. I don't think creasing is cute, so I do bake. I'm going to get my forehead highlight done, down the nose. Then I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge from before, and I'm going to use the flatter end, and I'm just going to blend this out with, again, pouncing motions, getting that forehead highlight going in between my eyebrows. And then I'm going to go in again with the diamond sponge just because it is skinnier, and I'm going to make sure that this nose part gets blended out. Right here, these, my chin. I do love this diamond sponge. It gets these little tiny areas nicely, and then even like the edges of like the top help to really blend out other areas of the face too. So my baking's kind of worn off, so I'm going to go in again with that Morphe R13 brush. And I'm just going to sweep this stuff away. This is the only time that I would do sweeping motions. Okay, so now that my under eyes are baked, I'm going to go back in under my eye and finish up everything up here. I'm going to take my angled brush I use to kind of touch up the corners here of my upper lids, and I'm going to go in with Jada again, and I'm just going to start putting it underneath here. I am going to stop where my eyelashes end, bring it over, and then I'm going to drag this. I'm going to lightly draw a line. You can kind of see it where it's going to meet with, or where this part ends. We're just going to drag it up. Get a little bit more product on the brush, and we're just going to go back and deepen that line. We can always go back in with concealer and clean up whatever we need to on the top part. I'm just making sure that the line is existent. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with the other eye for now. Okay, so now I have my lines underneath my eyes done. I am going to take a little bit more of that raw sienna on my brush and just kind of blend it out underneath. I don't know who taught me this, but apparently if you like go over with a damp beauty blender, it'll kind of even everything out again. I don't know if it's true. I'm starting to not believe it because it's not working for me. All right, I'm actually going to take the Stila that I bought, was in my Ulta haul, and I'm just gonna line my waterline with it. Next, I am going to do the rest of my eyes. All right, so I'm going to go in with my Lancome Grandiose Mascara. It's probably my favorite one I've ever used. So I am gonna put on false lashes, but I always put mascara on first. I'm not the type who does false lashes and then does mascara to like get them all together. So I'm just gonna go in, do my lashes. I have my Faux Mink Ardell lashes in 811. These are the ones that have more of the cat eye edge. All right, I'm going to go in with my Duo eyelash adhesive, and I know you're not supposed to, or like people don't recommend it, but I use tweezers. But if you've never done them before, I definitely would recommend using like an eyelash tool. Definitely don't have to do what I do, especially if you've never done your own lashes. I actually will take, for this eye, I'll drop it on there with my fingers. Same thing with the other eye. Just gonna drop it down. Now, bronzing my face. I'm gonna go in with the Naked Urban Decay Flushed little trio palettes that they have. As you can see, it's a very well-loved palette of mine. So I'm just gonna go in with the bronzer and the blush. I am gonna use something else for highlight. So I'm just gonna go in with my bronzing brush and this bronzer here. Carve out this area. I am gonna go in with this Morphe brush in my nose. We'll go in with a little bit of blush today. I'm just gonna swirl that right here and take it back. Move on to my brows. So I am going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in an ebony. And then I have my 7B Duo ended brush here. Now moving on to the other one. Then I'm going to set my set brows with some clear brow gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Right, there's that. I'm gonna hit my face with some highlight. I'm going to go in with another Anastasia product, the Nicole. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce this. There's a lot of R's in here, girl. I'm sorry. The Nicole Guerrero. And I'm gonna go in with Forever Young. I'm gonna take this little itty bitty tiny little Morphe brush. It's very small. And I'm going to use that to highlight this part. I bought gold foil paper because I wanted to hit the inside corners of my eyes. Alrighty, now for lippies. I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. Alright, so this concludes this tutorial. I hope you had a good time hanging out with me, watching this. If you have any questions on any of the products I use, everything will be linked down below, or if you have any additional questions, I'll certainly answer them in the comments as well. So if you have any other looks that you would want to see, anything more in depth that I did today, like how I do my brows, how I put on false lashes, or you know, just a basic foundation routine, you're welcome to comment those down below as well. I have plenty of other inspiration elsewhere, but I would love to hear from you all and how you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you liked it, throw it a like. But yeah, this is everything, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. That's not a huge thing. I mean, but yeah, I had a really Odie, stop. Hey.